area of the show. My former teammate, Dwight Clark, passed away on Monday, June 4th. Brave battle for the better part of 3 years with ALS. Leaves behind 3 kids and a wife, Kelly, out there in beautiful Kalispell, Montana. Kelly, Patrice, and I love you and will always be there for you. And your loss is something we all share, but can only imagine what you're going through. Dwight was a very special guy. He was a son. He was a father. He was a general manager of an NFL franchise, 2 NFL franchises. He had a calm about him that was very unusual. I'll always remember, this is a guy that was the first pick of the 10th round in 1979. And yes, boys and girls, there was at least 10 rounds. There was a time there were 17 rounds in the draft. But Dwight was the first pick of the 10th round in 1979. And that would have never happened if Bill Walsh hadn't been interested in finding a quarterback. Now, in 79, he also drafted Joe Montana. But he was still looking for a quarterback when he went to Clemson before the draft in 79 to work out Steve Fuller, Dwight Clark's roommate, who was the quarterback of that Clemson team that had won the Gator Bowl, beat Ohio State. They were 11-1, very successful football team. Well, Steve Fuller didn't have anybody to throw to. So he asked Bill Walsh if he could bring his roommate. His roommate, Dwight Clark. Steve Fuller ended up playing for the Bears. Dwight Clark ended up playing for and running as GM the San Francisco 49ers. He's the guy that made the catch. Now, when you think about the catch, there's different ways to look at it. That started that franchise. Now, I found out, or we all found out, that played with Dwight almost 3 years ago, that he had ALS. Last season, the Niners honored him before a game. It was an amazing event. And as everything else that's happened around that team, in our era, it was organized and put together by Eddie DeBartolo, who did a fantastic job bringing everyone together to see Dwight and to have him honored there at that day. But Dwight's passing hits, and the best way to describe it to people that really don't know or didn't know Dwight, it's a punch in the gut. Because he was one of the kindest, one of the most calming, as I've mentioned. But when I think of Dwight, whether it was as a player, as a friend, as a executive, as a teammate, the 2 words that come to mind for me are nurturing and encouraging. I watched him nurture and encourage teammates, guys like Freddie Solomon, guys like Mike Schumann, guys like Mike Wilson. I watched him encourage and nurture the guy that was going to take his job, the all-time great, the greatest of all time in many people's minds, Jerry Rice. Dwight, it's going to be less of a world without you. We will miss you. We love you. Kelly, we all love you. God bless you.
Everything hangs in the balance now. The season, the outcome of a Super Bowl berth hangs in the balance as it is 3rd down and 3 to go. Up the line of scrimmage they come now. Clark goes to the right. They set up a slot back. Solomon in the hole there. Running backs are split behind Montana. 3rd and 3. He has the ball. Montana rolling out the right, looking toward the end zone. Throwing under pressure, throws his pass. Caught by Clark. Clark got a touchdown. Dwight Clark has it. It's a touchdown for the 49ers. Dwight Clark with a repeat catch. For the upstart 49ers, they're 6 yards away from Pontiac. 3rd and 3.
The right side, possibly.
Montana looking, throwing in the end zone. Caught it!
stick with 51 seconds left. Dwight Clark is 6'4",